Haha, we're there. We're all good now. Just plugging in my charger. So this is my first time going live on YouTube. So you'll have to bear with me for a couple of minutes. Just making sure that everything is working. Just give me a second. We'll get started in a sec. It's going to be so weird not being able to see people get on. Right. So this live is going to be, as it says, all about self-worth, upper limits, leadership, mentoring, and mental health. So they all intertwine with each other, and it's also really important to honor yourself through these different parts. So we'll start with mental health, self-worth, and upper limits. So for a lot of people out there, there has been a rise in mental health conditions or illnesses, or whatever you want to call them. And a lot of the time it has a lot to do, I keep bumping my desk. Oh, there we go. A lot of the time it has a lot to do with not honoring yourself, being disconnected from those around you, even though we've got like social media and stuff like connecting us. Like we're more connected than ever before, but also more disconnected than ever before. And I think the addiction that Gen Y and millennials have with their phones and social media can get a bit out of hand. And one of the things that I've noticed is if I'm constantly on my phone, then I kind of get myself into a bit of a cycle where I will check my phone and then be like, what am I doing? Like I'm mindlessly I'll catch myself mindlessly scrolling, and then I'll put my phone down, and then 5-10 minutes later I will pick it up and go straight to Facebook, and I'm like, how did I get here? I literally just closed this app. So for me, I have a lot of detoxing to do. My nervous system gets really hardwired, whenever I'm spending too much time on social media. And my mental health tends to take a big toll on that. So for me, I find it really important to have some time where I just disconnect for a little while. And just go back into nature. You know, a lot of the time I will, because I live right next to a creek, a lot of the time I will take my shoes off and go for a little bit of a walk down the creek with Alfie, because he loves the dirt. So we'll head down into the creek with no shoes on, and then we'll kind of chill out and play there for about 5-10 minutes, just do a bit of grounding. And then we'll come back inside, and then I'll kind of, go about what I was doing. Or for example, if I'm getting really frustrated with Alfie, or I'm getting to the point where in my work where I'm stuck and I'm starting to get frustrated and angry, and I'm starting to take it out on Alfie, then I will, just gonna go this way. That's better. Yeah, I'll really check in with myself, and I'll realize that, if I keep going the way I'm going to get into a cycle of, being angry or being very anxious. And in order for me to break that cycle, I take a walk, or I go to the park with Alfie. Like today, Alfie got spoiled with playtime. This morning, because I've done a lot of big things over the last couple of days, and I've really taken the time to ground myself, especially coming up to Comic-Con this weekend. This weekend I'm going to be in the reach out room at Comic-Con from 1 to 4 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. So for me, it's really important that I do the groundwork now so that when I go to Comic-Con I'm in the reach out room, I'm able to be of service to those who really need it, because we hear a lot, like in the reach out room, I did one last year at AvCon, and you hear a lot of stories that can really affect you. And for me, I find it really rewarding because I get really fired up about Reach Out. I freaking love the organization. And it's one of the reasons why I chose to partner with them and do so much work with them. I'm actually going to a school next week in Gawler, and I'm doing a stall there, and I believe doing a bit of a talk as well. So that'll be exciting. But it's really important when you're being of service to others and you're helping others and you're mentoring others, or you're doing something that is helping someone get through what they're going through, that you also check in with yourself and make sure that you are okay, because it can be so easy for you to be of service and love on other people and just make sure everyone else is okay, but it's really important that you are first okay. And that kind of comes back to the whole, you can't pour from an empty cup. So being a youth ambassador for Reach Out has been a great learning experience for me, because it's taught me not only the importance of doing self-care, but also really learning how to be of service effectively for people who are in need. Like, I have spoken to a lot of people that have been in delicate situations, and being able to know how to respond in an appropriate manner has very much helped. And going on from that, talking about what it means to be a mentor and a leader. So I've recently taken on my first paid mentoring client. I don't know, I think that's the best word to use. But during the session that I had with her, I realized that I've been doing all of this stuff for free in the past, and being taken advantage of and not had my time valued. So for me now, because I've done so much work on myself and I pay money to learn what I know, I now charge, and that's now a part of my business. It's a part of my brand. I do mentoring. Like, I already do mentoring in my network marketing business, and there's a lot of the time in my network marketing business that people are asking more of me than what I should be giving them, because it doesn't really have a lot to do with the network marketing business. So for me, I now have the space to go, well, I can help you in this space, but by the sounds of what you're talking about and the things that you need, you really need to come over to this space so I can help you over here. Because where you're currently at, in this space over here, yes, I can help you, but I can't help you effectively without not valuing my own time. So I need to value my time and bring you over here so that we can, you can get the best out of what you want and what you need, and I get to honor my time and I get to be effective, essentially. So for me, that's been really exciting. Another thing that has also been really exciting is also, like, I have always honored who I am, but I never really honored myself fully. And it wasn't until I went to the event in Brisbane a few weeks ago, where I heard the amazingly beautiful Peter Kelly say, stop waiting for a rank, a position, a job to step into your power, to be a leader. And I had realized in that moment, what the fuck was I waiting for? I've been doing all this stuff all along. I'd get right up to tipping point where it just gets good, and then I'd stop, because I'm like, oh, I'm not there yet, because I don't have the title, I don't have the rank, I don't have that position. I'm not quite there yet, so who am I to go that step further? And for me, since that event, like, I've done a shit ton of work on myself, and I was having I had a really bad week last week, and I found myself being really unconscious in my actions and in my conversations and stuff like that. So I was like, oh crap, I really need to check in with myself. Luckily for me, the beautiful Kate Ball and Amy Gordon, they put it out there on Facebook that they were having a brunch in Bowden on Sunday. And I was like, perfect. You know, like I love the crap out of these guys. I'm always able to step into my power properly in those conversations. Hang on. Come here. Joys of being mum. Yeah, and so I'm always able to step like more into my power and be more present and conscious of everything that, like all of the choices and the decisions that I made. So in the time that I was with them, we worked out that, because I've been wanting to put on an event for my brand, the Conscious Motherhood Project, and at the same time I was trying to work out where what I'm currently doing with my mentoring and stuff for young women fits into that. And I worked out it actually doesn't. What it is like the Conscious Motherhood Project is basically a hub for mums who aren't just mums. They're going out and they're creating change in the world. They may be in network marketing. There's authors. There's women in there that make clothes for children. There's a woman in there that makes clothes and has a clothing brand for mothers. And then I've also got like just women in there that are looking for something extra as well in their lives. Like they crave purpose, they crave giving back to the world. And for me, I remember walking home one day from the shops and saying to Jess, like, I really don't feel like I fit in with the mothers group that I'm in now. They're all about, you know, going to work, like doing the traditional like 9-to-5 work, and then, you know, either that or they're staying home with their kids and not really doing a whole lot. And there was just like, at times there was a bit of negativity in that group. And I just went, you know what, that's just not for me. I just wish there was a group of women, like of mums, that were all striving to do like good in the world, that all had their businesses and stuff like that. And had a space where they could all come and get support, you know, because when you're a mum, you've got extra needs, you know, like when you're trying to do a live broadcast, you know, like they kind of tend to take over. But yeah, I really craved a safe space so that I could go in and I could be like, hey, like this is what I dealt with today. I was trying to do this work. I had these meetings, but then my son came in and he was crying. So I had to either speak over him or I had to end the conversation where it was, and then go and deal with him and reschedule. You know, like a lot of the time us women, like us mums, are working around our children's naps or school time to get in the stuff that we need. And a lot of the time, like, it may look easy, but it really isn't. Like for me, the work that I do is in his nap times, at night time, sometimes in the morning. For me, I've recently been diagnosed with an iron deficiency. So for me, I've had to have a bit more sleep so I can function while my iron tablets kick in. So for me, it was another thing that I've had to learn is really like honoring where I'm at and just not trying to push myself further than what I can go. So let's just say the last couple of months have been a massive like learning curve for me. You know, so I truly love what I do. I will never stop doing it. One thing that I am looking into doing now is on top of everything I'm already doing, call me a crazy person. I started acting when I was 9.5 and spent my whole entire teenage years working towards being an actor. My dream career was to be a theatre actor with the State Theatre Company of South Australia. Like my plan was to finish high school, go to AC Arts, get an advanced diploma in acting, and then go and audition for State Theatre Company of South Australia. I'd already done the work experience with them when I was in year 12, so I was doing really freaking well. Like, I had no lunch times whatsoever when I was in year 12 because I was so dedicated to what I was doing. And then when I got, like, obviously, like, I moved into state, and got held back, like I got put back a year and had to do year 11 and 12 again. And at that point I was like, I was so over it. So I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to finish and then we'll see what happens. So my see what happens ended up being like going into a Bachelor of Performance in theatre acting, like in theatre, whatever, with, at the time it was called ARDA, now it's the Dramatic Arts branch of AIM in Sydney. And about halfway through my first trimester, my body gave out, my mental health went down the toilet because I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating properly, I wasn't able to honor my body properly because before I started that degree, I wasn't 100% in a great place. So whatever problems that I had that I wasn't aware of, they just, as soon as I started my degree. And then because I was on Centrelink and that was the way that, you know, like I was generating an income at the time and getting money, I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? So lucky for me, I found out that I could actually transfer from the Dramatic Arts department into music. And that's what I did, because obviously, like, I started out in music theatre, so I'd been singing for as long as I'd been acting, but it was never like a focus of mine. So when I transferred over, I went into a diploma, aced the freaking diploma, and went into bachelor. And then that was like the last time I acted was when I was doing that first trimester in 2012. So it has been 5 years since I've acted. And there's just a part of me that's like, I need to do this. Like, I was having a conversation with Kate and Andy, and they were saying how amazing it was on Saturday night, how they were wearing the bunny suits, and because that no one could tell who they are, they could be who the hell they wanted to be and do what they wanted to do, and, you know, just be themselves, like, truly and authentically. And I said to them, I was like, that's freaking awesome. But for me, like, if I go out, if I'm in a group of people, and, you know, like, and I'm by myself, I'm like, fuck yeah, and I'm myself, like, I don't care. I've looked like a dick for, like, you know, for 10 years of my life because I was doing acting, so I really didn't give a shit, you know. If you've seen me at an event where there's music, you know what I'm talking about. So for me, I said to them, I was like, there's this part of me that just craves it, like, it just craves it. I even came across my year 12 monologue that I did, that I literally, like, put every ounce of myself into, and as soon as I started reading it, I just had this rush of, like, how it felt to be that character and to really absolutely love my art. And for me, there was like a point where I decided, I'm like, that's it. Like, I need to get back into acting. I need to do something for myself, for my soul, because there's a part of me that I'm not honoring currently. And when you're stepping into a leadership role and, like, a mentoring role, you need to honor yourself, because if you don't honor yourself, how can you expect the people that you're serving to honor themselves? So for me, I grow as much as the people that I help. Like, I grow with them. What they're learning is often what I'm still learning, you know. You learn the most when you're teaching it. So for me, it's been like the last couple of months has been such an amazing experience. And, you know, like, it's great to put all of the stuff that I've learned over the last year in the Supercharged to practice. And, like, right now I'm in the freaking zone. Like, I'm getting paid to do what I'm so passionate about, and it comes so easily to me. It does not feel like work, that I'm just baffled, you know. So I think I might need to go and get this kid to bed. But thank you for watching this. It's been an interesting experience because I'm so used to seeing people's comments and stuff pop up, but we've had a few issues with Facebook this week with videos and live videos and stuff. So I wasn't really too surprised that it kept stuffing up every time I was trying to go live. So if you're watching this, is awesome because it's not really as easily accessible. So big love to you guys if you've gotten to this point or if you've watched any of it at all. But hopefully next week on April the 6th, where I'm hosting a webinar for young women that are either trying to conceive, which is really young women in general, but especially for those trying to conceive, pregnant, breastfeeding, or like after breastfeeding, like they're a mum. So I'm hosting that with the amazing Jess Salams, and we've got a couple of guest speakers jumping on. Especially one to mention is Dani Catania. She's absolutely freaking amazing. She's like such a knowledgeable resource to have. So if you would love to check that out, then please let me know and I will send you the details. But big love to you guys. Can you blow a kiss? Go. Mwah. Blow a kiss. Mwah. Mwah. Blow a kiss. Mwah. Not me. Go. Mwah. 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 Go. Mwah. 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 Come on. Oh, fine. Just wave bye. Say bye. 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 That's it. You say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching.